on episode 1 of the Long Live Toby Show. And today I'm going to be taking you guys into my decision to sit for my CFA and also why I'm so passionate about Igbo language. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys some background into my education. I was not a very serious person, you know. And you might be wondering, okay, he has on the same thing from last time. I do not. I unragged, you feel me? So a lot of the kids on Instagram are doing their wave checks and whatnot, but my waves are pretty trash. But I did just recently do my shape up, so enjoy. Right, so about my education. I'm not so known for the books. I don't like studying. I always wanted to take the easy routes out when I was younger. If not for how difficult it was in Nigeria, so Nigeria, they rank you. You go from how many people you have in your class, they rank you. So if you have 100 people in your class, if you're the brightest, you're first. If you are the dullest, you're 100th. So I usually would run in that middle area. You know, if I had 50 people in my class, I was a guarantee to finish like 20th, 25th. If I even touched top 10, oh, my parents would be surprised, you know. And that's not the same for any of my other siblings. All my other siblings were A students, top of their class, but people knew me. They knew I was the play guy. They knew I was just the guy, the kid at that time that was just, you know, hey, he'll get it together at some time. So I came to America and the system was just different. I remember if you don't do your work, they'll just say, okay, you can just do it next time, you know. And I'm looking at them like, you're not going to flog me. You're not going to punish me. It even got to a point where they would even say, okay, well, we'll just take off 5 points if you turn it in late. I'm like, I will turn it in late as a habit, you know. So I kind of skated through high school and I even forgot to apply to college. Crazy, right? But I did have good grades. Only Lord knows what would happen if I actually had applied myself. I hope you guys are liking my sandals. So I got these when I came back, when I went to Nigeria last month in December. Had a blast. I actually bought these for a friend, but the guy did not want these. I bought like 5 pairs for him, and he only bought like 2. So shame on that guy. But, you know, I actually like these, and I've been wearing them all around. So, back to my story, right? I graduated high school. I was now, okay, what am I going to do? Well, I need to go and enter college. So I applied to the University of Maryland, College Park. That's where my sister went. That's where my brother went. So it was just tradition for my family. So they now accepted me for the spring. I wanted to go for the fall. Why? Because in high school, all you hear is how people are just knocking babes left and right. I don't want to wait. I don't want to go to community. I want to go to the 4-year university where all the fun is happening. So I now said, okay, let me apply to another place. I applied to the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and they accepted me. Crazy enough, even though I was excited, I always was like, I always like to be close to home. So I said, you know what? I'll save some money by commuting. So I didn't actually stay on campus. I got into University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and my mom is like, oh, good job, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, you'll be a future mechanical engineer. Igbo people love engineers. You know, if you ever go to like a wedding, you're chief engineer, justice, chief engineer, prosper, all these chief engineers in the building. So she wanted me to be that, and me, I just said, okay, whatever, I'll do it. Now, my older brother, oh, God bless him, he doesn't understand how pivotal he was in my life. But my older brother saw me, he just looked at me. He was a mechanical engineer himself, you know, and I'll get into our relationship later on. But he looked at me and said, oh boy, you're not cut out for this. And some people might be saying, why would he discourage a young man like that? He saved my life, honestly, because if you know me, and you know what I'm passionate about, you know that, look, you can't force me to do anything. So I was probably going to wind up dropping that major anyway. But he told me, hey, do something else. And I wound up figuring out I wanted to do things, I wanted to study finance. One of the reasons why I wanted to study finance because I thought it was easy. I'm not going to lie. I was like, okay, what's something where I can make money but it's simple? And I said, okay, I can do finance. But finance has different layers. I learned that as I went along. So I graduated undergrad, and then after that, I was okay, what's next? I said, okay, let me go to grad school. I went to this Catholic grad school. Very expensive place. Oh, very expensive place. Loyola. Ha! Man, I have so many student loans from Loyola, but I'm working it off. Maybe if this thing blows for me, I can pay off my student loans. Please, I beg, make this thing blow. So I go to Loyola and I get my master's in finance, and now I'm like, hey, I'm done. I can relax. I can just marry and have my children, and life will be good. I met this girl. I will not put names out there. I don't want any type of wahala. I met this girl, and she wasn't quite sure what she wanted to do with her life, but she knew how she wanted to live her life. As in, she knew the car she wanted, she knew the type of ring she wanted me to get, she knew the type of house. I remember, I live in Maryland right now, and I remember she literally was like, she lived in New York. So she was like, yeah, we can't live here. We have to live in either Potomac or New York. And I'm saying, have you calculated the median home prices in this area? So one thing I'll give her credit is she was very resourceful. So what she did was she said, okay, look, and I told her I wanted to marry her. I tell a lot of women I want to marry them, and I've not married anybody yet. So please forgive me. I've told a lot of lies. And it's not my fault. I'll get into that later. It's not really my fault. Trust me. So, yeah, we were trying to settle down. So she said, oh, what about this CFA thing? I have a friend who they are studying for the CFA, and they're telling me that it's a lot of money inside of it. And I said, okay, hey, look, I like finance, so yeah, let me take the CFA. CFA, right? CFA is 3 levels. 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. The 1, you can only take twice a year. Level 2 and 3, you can only take once a year. That means if you miss it, you have to wait until the next year. So it's at least a 3-year type of program. So, mind you, I broke up with this girl while I was studying anyway, so I don't even know why I wanted to take it up. But I took it up because of the money. But then even after I broke up with her, I was so intrigued because I really do love finance. So I said, okay, let me continue down this path. So level 1, that one was easy. I'm not going to lie. I didn't even study that well for level 1. Some of my level 1 books are still collecting dust at this moment. I passed it. I was like, oh, I'm the world's greatest. Signed up for level 2. Man, let me tell you. So I signed up for level 2, and I remember I studied maybe like 3/4 of the material. When I say study 3/4, that means I was just doing like I'm reading a picture book. Like, oh, this is nice. Oh, I remember this. I wasn't really focused. I got into that exam, and I started praying to God. 10 minutes into the exam, I said, God, please do not bring me this far to fail now. But of course, faith without works is dead. And I didn't do any work, so I knew I was dead. So walking out of that exam, it's a multiple choice exam, but I think it's like 120 questions. I just didn't feel good. Didn't feel good at all. Of course, I got my results and I failed. I couldn't even cheat because the institute is an exam that's in person, and they have all these proctors just roaming up and down, doing busybody, just checking everybody left and right. So even if I wanted to cheat, I don't know the next person has the same questions as me. And if they catch you, they will ban you from taking the exam. Like you're banned from the institute. So I did not want to do that. By the way, CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. I am on my level 2. So I said, okay, I'll take it again because at this point I was like, yo, I know I can do this. I just haven't tried. So I said, okay, let me start studying. So I started studying, and studying takes at least 6 months. Started studying, but pandemic hit and they postponed the level 2. Now, 2021, they've revised everything, so they're giving you more opportunities to take the exam. It's no longer just once a year, and it's also digitally. Now, you might be thinking, oh, it's digitally, so you can, use formulas that you wrote. No, you still have to go into a location and you're using a computer, but people will be monitoring you. So that's why I'm studying for my CFA level 2. It keeps me up at night, but we thank God that I have something that can be fruitful and something that I truly enjoy. Even though it's tedious, it's like I really love finance. That's what I want to do for my career. So the next topic that I'll be getting into is my love for Igbo language. So as I told you guys in my introduction, I'm a tribalist. Yeah, I love Igbo culture. I prefer Igbo culture. It's just something that's in me. So with Igbo language, I was born in the United States, and my mom and dad were too cool. They were way too cool. They didn't really hammer it in me. None of my siblings speak it, so it's not just me, because I know some people might be saying, "Oh, it's just you. You weren't listening." None of my siblings speak it either. Some can understand it, but they don't speak it. So me, I had a good understanding, but honestly, by the time I got to Baltimore and was living my life, rah rah rah, I just forgot everything, and I didn't speak it, and it was hard for me to understand. So I have various books. These are just some that I had next to me. I'm also reading this storybook, Obi-Wan. So I have various things that I'm doing, but I also have tutors. So I have a couple of tutors now, and please shout outs to all my onion kuzis, because I have a lot of people that have helped me in the past. But the ones I'm using now, this lovely lady, no, she's not married, Miss Onyinye. And then I have this gentleman that I met in Abuja when I went back this past Christmas, Mr. Young. So right now, every Saturday and Sunday, I basically am waking up at 6 a.m. because it's noon over there, and for an hour we just speak Igbo. And it's my problem is tonation. So there's a lot of things that I will say where, because Igbo language is a language of tone, I'll say it in a way and it means a totally different thing, So that's something I'm working on, and it's just I love Igbo language. I think it's just the best. One of my favorite songs is an Igbo song. I'm actually going to play it. Let me see. Right, if you look at my 2020 playlist, because Apple Music will give you a roundup of all you listen to. I mostly listen to Naija music, preferably Igbo music, but then I also dabble into rap and R&B. Oh, I love R&B, but I'm gonna get into that later. So, my favorite song is by Fino, and the song is Pino Pino. Hey. I will dance to this song when I get married. I'm ready for the night too. I'm ready for tonight too. Come make it. Okay, so quick little story. Back in the day, okay? No incriminating stuff. Well, this is incriminating, but back in the day, I had this song on a playlist. Now, this playlist was for Boom Boom, right? So, it's a little sex playlist. Hey, I understand. I have an urban theology podcast. If you like, go and tell my co-host. This is in the past, okay? I'm a new person. So, I had this on that playlist, and I remember there were so many songs. The mood of the playlist was like, just hot and heavy. But for some reason, I had this song there. And I remember when it came on, I was so excited. I'm like, what? I think I was singing the song to her in her ear. But because I was so excited, this is all you heard. Like, you heard the rhythm of this. Oh, just a beautiful song. But all you were hearing was, it was so terrible. I remember telling myself, like, look, I need to, get the rhythm of this down. But in the future, me and my wife, we'll do damage to this song. So, Igbo language, I'm trying. I am getting better and maybe I'll figure out a way to show you guys my results later on. So it's going well, but I think I'll give you guys a progress report once the whole class is wrapped up. And trust me, I'm getting better. Like I would have never thought that I would get in front of a camera and actually say anything in Igbo. So even me talking to you guys right now is progress. All right, episode 2, that's a wrap. Tune in for episode 3. Make sure you like and subscribe, do all that stuff so I can make money off of this to pay off on my Loyola grad school loans because your boy is struggling. All right, peace. I'm ready for the night too.